Welcome to the HungryHeath channel. I thought I'd get on here and show y'all a neat recipe that I am making as a celebration for our 9-year anniversary. So if y'all didn't know, this coming Wednesday, August 31st, Heath and I will have been married for 9 years. 9 years ago, we ran off to Vegas and got married. So I was like, okay, I want to create something romantic, right? Got to keep romance going. And we got a really good deal on some pork tenderloins. It was just $1.74 a pound. So that is awesome. And this one is almost 2 pounds. So perfect size. We'll actually probably eat this over a couple nights. And so I wanted to think of what would be a good way to serve this up. You know, traditionally he likes to smoke it or, you know, do like his barbecue type stuff. But I want to do something romantic, y'all. So I decided or came up with a lovely raspberry sauce to go over this pork tenderloin. So I'm going to get started on showing you how you do all of this. If you're new here, go ahead, hit that little subscribe button right there. Give us a thumbs up because you're going to love this and want to create this. Hey, if anything, show love to yourself. That's very important. And then leave us a comment and tell me if you'll try this recipe. Just a heads up, I know this might be a little carbier, but again, to me, this is a special occasion. So on special occasions, it's okay. What you're going to need before we get too far in this is, of course, a gorgeous pork tenderloin, right? So I've got that here. And then also you will want some raspberries. So for your sauce, we're going to use raspberries. You'll be like, man, that's a lot of raspberries. I'm only using half of this. The other half is actually for another recipe coming up that you will see for a raspberry chipotle sauce or dip. So stay tuned for that one. But I'm going to use half of it today to make this sauce. And to make the sauce, what we'll also need is some wonderful red wine. Whatever red wine you like. Basically, if you're going to cook with wine, you want it to be a wine that you would drink on its own. And it just so happened when we went to Central Market, they were given samples, and this was on sale, and it tasted delicious. To me, it wasn't overly sweet. I don't like a real sweet wine. I prefer more of a dry, like a Merlot. What's y'all's favorite wine if you drink wine? I know that, you know, I know the whole thing with keto, you know, if you have any alcohol, it puts everything on hold. But again, I'm going to be cooking with this. And it's a special occasion, so I might have a glass with our dinner. Just a small one. It's all right, y'all. And then just some beef broth, or you can use chicken or pork broth if you have that, but you just need a little bit of that to go with the raspberry sauce. And then we're going to need our seasonings, which, of course, just salt, pepper, garlic. That's like my overall general seasoning. That's like a base. We'll want that to go in our sauce. And then for our pork tenderloin, I'm just going to use this herbs de Provence. I think that just will add some very romantic, savory flavors to this pork. And then you'll need some type of oil, olive oil, avocado oil, to kind of sear this off. So what we're going to do is sear the pork loin. Then we'll put some of the sauce on it, and then we'll put it in the oven to finish off. So the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 400 degrees, and then we'll get started on everything else. I'm going to go and take this out of the bag, get it kind of cleaned up, and then I'll show you from there. The first thing you want to do is make sure whatever pan you're going to use to sear the pork loin, that it is a oven-safe dish. We're basically doing a reverse sear. So we're going to sear it first, and then we will put it in the oven to finish cooking. I'm going to first get started on our sauce because we do need to let that reduce down. So what you'll need to do is take your container of raspberries, get that ready, and I'm going to add about 1/4 of a cup of beef broth. That just happens to be what we have. I just use what we got, you know? Pour that in here. Ooh. This little hot plate, it gets hot, y'all. And then I opened up the wine. You do want to let it breathe. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, and I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. Let's see where that's at. There we go. Yeah, maybe a little splash. Oops. Okay, I'm going to get that in here. Oh, it smells so good. I do like wine, y'all. Pre-keto, I was quite the whiny. No, I did enjoy a glass of wine a lot of times with, you know, dinner after a stressful day. But nowadays, basically, if I have it, it's like a special occasion or a celebration. You know, it's just far and few in between. In fact, the last time I had wine was on the low-carb cruise. Rhonda, if she sees this, she was generous and she brought some beautiful red wine, which is my favorite, and she shared with us. You know, we were on the same table. That's what's so great about being on the low-carb cruise. You really get to hang out with everyone. But she shared some red wine with us one night. It was so good. And I was like, okay, I really feel like I'm on vacation now. Because I really got to enjoy that and just kind of relax and taste some good wine. I know, again, it does, if you're really trying to utilize your ketones and so forth, it does put a stop to that until you burn off the alcohol, or, you know, some people will say the poison or whatever. I was fine with it, y'all. Again, woo, every once in a while, not a big deal. I'm not going to fret over it. Okay, and I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of our salt, pepper, garlic blend. Basically, salt, pepper, garlic, it's just equal parts. So I'll fill this about 1/3 of the way with salt, another 1/3 with pepper, ground pepper, and then the last part with garlic powder. Just our basic seasoning. So you're going to get this heated, should come to a nice rolling bubble boiling, and you want to reduce it by about 1/2. So as it's reducing, the raspberries are going to put off their juices as well, and that will really add the sweetness to the sauce. Now, if you do like a really more of a sweeter sauce, then go ahead, and this is when you would want to add in and stir in some sweetener of your choice. I would say no more than a tablespoon, because to me, the raspberries are going to be really sweet. But it's your call. And then I would also say any good red wine will do. This one, I'm not even sure what type of red wine it is. It just says Primitivo. I'm trying to remember mispronouncing that. But anyways, good red wine. Something you would enjoy tasting. I can see here my skillet's already getting hot too. So I'm going to kind of clean up here, get a spoon, get this. When it's about halfway reduced, then I'm going to start on my pork tenderloin. And what I'm going to do in the meantime, actually in that package, it's 2 small ones, which I thought was really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of season these up. Isn't this bowl so nice? Thank you again. That was to one of from one of our HungryHorde members. Sent these beautiful stackable clear bowls, which is perfect for this channel, because now y'all can see what I'm doing in the bowl. So I'm just gonna really season that well. I'll toss this. I forgot my tongs. Obviously, I'm just like really on par with everything today. I'm just so excited about cooking this romantic meal for Heath that I didn't remember everything. So that, and I'll probably get some salt on here too, and kind of get that seasoning sitting in while I wait for this to reduce. Y'all, I just love my apron. Like, seriously, Sharon, thank you again so much for making this for us and for helping to support our channel. So every time you order an apron, one of her koozies or creami with the HungryHeath stuff, she does donate a portion of that to our channel, which is so generous. I mean, the fact that we even got these, I mean, honestly, y'all, you really, really, all of y'all help us so much. I'm just amazed. Thank you again. But I do love it. Like this, I guess I've just never really worn aprons. You know how I put my hands, get my hands dirty and everything else. I kind of did that too. But now, like on meal prep days, when I'm over the Blackstone, like this is so handy when I'm cooking on the Blackstone. Not only, you know, does it protect my clothes so I don't get the grease splatters anymore, but also these pockets. Like I have been putting my spatula, my spices, I even put the package of cheese in there. It's just like an extra set of hands. Like, ladies, pockets, right? Like we can never have enough pockets. So love the apron. So go get you some. And look, I just now noticed I'm wearing Heath's apron. Oh, I'm like channeling my love for him wearing his apron today. He's actually working, so he has no idea what I'm even doing, y'all. So anyways, I still got this this sauce. It's almost to the reduced state. And yeah, some of those raspberries, or most of them, are almost disintegrating. It's going to be perfect. I've got the skillet heated. My oven is already at 400 degrees. And again, you really want to use a dish that is oven safe. So we just use cast iron like 99% of the time. And you either want to use aluminum foil to cover this. Once I'm done with this, you'll either want aluminum foil, or I've got an oven safe lid that I'm going to use. So definitely have that handy. And then I've got right here my beautiful little pork tenderloins. These are perfect. So they're about £1 each. So you can definitely make one meal out of this. I'm making our pork belly Brussels as our side. So I think we could split one of these. And then, sorry, I heard the noise and it's Samson attacking his food. So I was thinking about it. And for the olive oil to help sear these, I'm using this hot pepper, and it says it's passionate because of all the spices in it. So I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. And y'all know we love spice. So I'm just going to drizzle some of this in our cast iron. When I get that in there, let me smell it. Are you a person that smells before you taste, or do you just like taste first? Because I used to be just like, I would just taste everything and not smell it. And I was like, some people, they smell everything before they even think about tasting. And I was like, huh. And I kind of do that more now. Like I like to smell things before I start tasting it. So I've got that oil all in here. Of course, my pan's already well seasoned, my cast iron, but I just wanted something else. I want to make sure that's hot enough to sear this. Okay, and these tenderloins, oh yeah, are seasoned with that herbs de Provence, and I love herbs de Provence. I do have some French ancestry, and I I love all the herbs in it. So it's thyme, marjoram, rosemary, basil, fennel, sage, and lavender. It smells so good, and I just love all of those herbs. So I'm just going to get this in here. We're just going to sear each of those sides up. And while that is getting seared, yeah, this is almost perfect, y'all. Look at this. Nice. Now, one thing with the sauce, the reason we made so much, we're only going to use half of it now, and then we'll reserve the other half for plating. So, put my spoon there, and I did also put some Redmond's real salt on this. I mean, you gotta have salt, right? And if you are interested in Redmond's, we are affiliates. You'll get 15% off, and again, that does help our channel. They're a great affiliate program, like phenomenal affiliate program. So every time you order Redmond's and you use our link, it does really support the channel. So thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Redmond, for offering such a great affiliate program. And it's just as amazing as all of their lineup. Like, they are just released some new spice blends, and of course salt. I mean, we literally buy the bucket their salt, because we do use it in our spices. So if you purchase or if you've gotten the Texas 5 spice, hey, we're using Redmond's. We're not using that umbrella. Blech. We're using Redmond's. So all of our spice blends, if it has salt in it, it's Redmond's salt. So rest assured, we're not cutting corners. We're going to always use Redmond's. I love the company. Everybody there is always so amazing. I love the product. And plus, we're affiliates, so it's like a win-win in my opinion. But I also love Redmond's I use their skincare products. Like, they give a clay mask. I also use their toothpaste. It's like the only toothpaste I use now. And he really likes the pre-workout, especially if he gets that like afternoon or sometimes early evening. He gets kind of a slump, and it might be due to his MS, but he'll get kind of tired. So he'll just make up that pre-workout, and it's like an energy drink, but it's by Redmond, so you know it's better for you than probably other energy drinks. Oh, yeah. Okay, and I'm just going to flip these over, sear this other side, and get this. Now, I also like to taste while I'm cooking, so I did take a chef spoon. You know what they say? I think that's funny. But anyways, I took one of our spoons and tasted this just to see how the sauce was coming along. I thought it was great. It had the raspberry sweetness and the raspberry flavors, and then the red wine kind of gave it that dry red wine. I mean, kind of obvious, but anyways, gave that nice wine flavor as well. And then we used the salt, pepper, garlic, so you got a little bit of that in with it too. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, so it should only take a couple more minutes to sear these off, and once they're seared, then I'll show you the next step, and then we're almost ready to go. I mean, we're at this point, you have maybe 25 more minutes and you're ready to eat, y'all. So it's not really a complicated dish, and I really feel like if you're going to cook, like especially if you cook for love, like that's how I express my emotions, right? Like, I cook because I care for you. And so it's always a big thing if I cook for someone or someone's coming over and I want to cook for you. It's because I'm like, this is how I show I like you and I care for you and you're my friend and so forth. And so I'm always get all into that. So I think when you do those type of dishes, it doesn't have to be this huge, long, drawn-out thing that takes hours. It doesn't have to be complicated, like, at all. And you can make a wonderful dish that will look like you took all day. And they'll think, oh my gosh, you were in the kitchen all afternoon. Where in fact you're like, under an hour and I was done. So it's like perfect for that. And I really think you could do that when you're cooking for other people. And especially like for HungryHeath. He'll have a wonderful dinner tonight, and I'll be like, happy anniversary. We're going to celebrate, you know, all week. All right. Whoops. Let me give this a couple more minutes to get these seared off, and then I'll show you the next step. All right. We are ready for basically the next to the last step, because to me the last step is eating. What we're going to do, I've got these twin tenderloins seared off, so they've got a nice sear on them. That'll help lock in all that moisture. This is definitely reduced by half. And what we're going to do, and this is why you want that oven-safe dish, I'm going to take about half the sauce and pour it over these two tenderloins. Oh my gosh, smells so good. Okay, that's good there. And then what I'm going to do is cover it. Now I've got an oven safe lid, or use aluminum foil. Just be careful, especially if it's cast iron, you know, it's going to be hot. So put on your oven safe mitts so you don't burn yourself. And then I'm going to put it in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Pork, the chef's tip is 145, so that's what I'm aiming for. And since these are pretty small, it shouldn't take more than 15 or 20 minutes. So I'll put that in the oven, and then next time you see me, I'll have it ready to serve up. So I got it served up. 15 minutes actually was probably a little too long. These were a little too small. So I should have probably done closer to 10 minutes. And, hey, wait, don't take...
I'm smelling it, gosh.
But I've got our pork belly Brussels as the side. Now with the other half of the sauce, what you'll do, and I already did it on Heath's, is you're just going to put that right on top. And at this point, this sauce is really thickened up as it sat. So this is a great accompaniment to it.
Smells good. Hi, food I can't eat yet.
Oh my gosh. That sauce, y'all. It's so good. Okay. And I did tell you I was going to have a little bit of wine. As you see, my husband's having Grape de Zivia for his drink.
Yeah, see, I didn't even do that on purpose, honestly. I just grabbed it and I didn't think about that. That's good.
Okay, now one more second. Let me get my piece. Oh my gosh, y'all. This is such a great way to serve up the pork tenderloin, and happy anniversary.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, this week. That's
Thanks.
why I made you a nice romantic dinner.
Nice.
And then I'm having a little wine, so be a little relaxed. Okay, ready? Are we gonna ding?
Yes.
Here we go.
Pork-tastic.
Mmm. Mmm.
That is awesome.
Mmm.
I love raspberries.
Okay. I'm romancing this food right now, y'all. That raspberry sauce, to me, perfect sweetness. Again, if you like it a little more sweeter, I'm a taster, so I did taste it prior to when I coated the pork. If you do, just add sweetener of your choice. A brown sugar swerve would work, or the Sucre Gold, or any sweetener you want. Just add like a tablespoon. Put it in there. Again, I think anytime you're using fruit, fresh fruit, it all depends on if they're in season. Because, you know, like right now, strawberries are ultra sweet. So
Yeah.
just check that. But, oh my gosh, that sauce it plays so well with pork. I know
Yeah.
usually they'll do like a raspberry wine sauce with duck, which is amazing too. But this plays perfect with the pork. And what do you think? Is this a romantic meal? Like, are you like, oh my gosh, how long do you think this meal took me?
All day?
See, what did I tell y'all? No, an hour tops.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the pork tenderloin, you just sear it off. It's a reverse sear. So you sear it, and then you bake it in the oven with this nice sauce. And then it only takes, like, probably could have done it in 10 minutes for mine, and it was perfect. And
I thought the reverse sear was you put it in the oven first and then finished it by searing it.
oh, I don't know. I seared it first, then the oven, whatever it is.
But it still tastes good.
Yeah, and then the pork is still juicy. Even though it's, like, it ended up being, I think, close to 160 was the final tip. So that's why I'm saying, I put it a little too long.
Yeah.
But the flavors on the pork itself, besides just the sauce, the flavors, it's just that wonderful French flavor of, the sage, the thyme, the lavender. All of those come forward. You really taste it. What do you think about the pork flavor? How I season the pork itself? He keeps eating instead of answering my questions.
It's really good. That raspberry is really sweet too. But this is awesome. I've never had this before.
Yeah. And can you tell? Because I know you generally, anytime we make a pork tenderloin, what do you like to season it with?
I just use my pork and poultry rub. I'm old school, real simple. I just dust it with that and then finish it off with some barbecue sauce.
Yeah. So what do you think of the seasoning that I put on it today?
It's really good, really different. I like that. Always keeps me guessing now. Well, I bet it's really good with one of these roasted tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you liked our video and you like this recipe today, please do us a favor, hit the thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. We're always coming up with recipes. And
don't forget, every Friday night, 6:30 Central, we'll go live for the Friday night feast. We'll cook up an entree, maybe a couple little snacks, show y'all how to do it, and then spend the rest of the night just chewing the fat with a lot of our friends at the Hungry Horde. And this got me thinking, it didn't take you that long to cook this. We could do that on a live one night. Because you didn't leave them all stranded. It gave us more time. Just leave it in the oven and we can talk to everybody. But thank y'all for watching. Like she said, make sure you click that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to share it. Tell us your friends. Or tell your friends about the Horde.
You can tell us your friends too. And then make sure you stay tuned, because after this, we're going to roll all of our wonderful supporters of the Hungry Horde. So thank you all again, all of you that support our channel here.
Endeavors.
Right. Because it's y'all that do that help us come up with new recipes, do keto events, and get, new things to help our channel.
Yes, thank you very much. That's also going to help me get another bite of this pork. See y'all later.
Bye.